it's interesting that you bring up Andy Reid. He committed to 2025. We know obviously he's going to be back for 2025. The one thing with the Chiefs that maybe, and I'm curious if you feel this way, the one thing with the Chiefs, when you look at the Patriots and that sustained dominance and Brady, he had Belichick for a really long time. That tandem existed for, basically 2 decades plus. Do we feel that way with the Chiefs? Are we sure that we feel like we can look at Patrick Mahomes and we can go, he's got 10, right? There's no doubt Patrick Mahomes, there are 10 years there, right? Absolutely. I think we are settled looking at Patrick Mahomes and saying he can play to 40 and at a high level. Do you think Andy Reid will be there another 10 years for the Chiefs? That's the one question I have long-term for the Chiefs, where I think they will not be able to match the Patriots, where you kept 2 individuals, a head coach and a quarterback, together for 20 plus years. I don't know if the Chiefs can match that with Reid and Mahomes.
Yeah, I mean, what's Andy Reid, 66 right now? So, I mean, asking for another 10 years is asking him to go to 76 and still have a love for it. I mean, I think that's the interesting thing. I wasn't sure if they continued to just win Super Bowl after Super Bowl. I wasn't sure if there'd be a point where Andy Reid's like, you know what, good to go out on top. And so, part of me keeps making the same comment, but I just wonder if, did this just enrage the Chiefs a little bit and fire in the belly sort of thing? But I hear you. The chance of 10 more years, I think the argument is that when you've got Patrick Mahomes, it's a lot of fun. When you got Spags with you the whole time, you've got continuity in an organization, it's a lot of fun, but it's also a hell of a lot of work. So yeah, do I think the 10 years is remaining in front of Andy Reid? I'd be pretty surprised. I mean,
it's weird. I never really thought about it, but I don't remember in the middle of the the Patriots dynasty with Brady sitting there going, were we asking Belichick these questions? Hey, you get to stick around. I don't ever remember after 10 plus years of Belichick, if we were sitting there going, are you going to be back next year? We just assumed it. We never thought, Belichick's not walking away. We never really questioned it in the middle. Whereas with Andy Reid, I think we do question it. It was a prominent question early in the Super Bowl. The last question I asked last year when they won it was literally the last question of the press conference. I asked Andy Reid was, are you going to be here in 2024? Are you going to be here through this season? And obviously he was, but I don't know that we can necessarily look at Andy Reid and say, yeah, he's absolutely going to be around with Patrick Mahomes 10 years from now.
That'll be the interesting. We're so used to the breakup of Brady and Belichick eventually being the decision maker for, who was it? Was it Brady? Like all the stupid things that were debated. Right. But you're right. The inevitability of Patrick Mahomes being the Chiefs quarterback, but not having Andy Reid as his head coach is something that
we've never given the respect, I think, long term to. We always looked at Brady and said, well, how many quarterbacks can play to 45? How many, we look at all these different factors, but I don't know that we've ever looked at the tandem aspect of it and said, how many coaches and quarterbacks, particularly when you have a coach who's not the age of, let's say, Sean McVay, when this dominance starts. If you have a coach who's in his late 50s, when your dominance begins, can you really realistically sit there and go, he'll be around for 20 years? No, I mean, that's probably one of the aspects that the Patriots that we underplayed over the course of a couple of decades was not just the rarity of a quarterback who plays till 45 at a high level. Obviously didn't just with the Patriots, moved on to the Buccaneers, but let's say into his 40s at a high level. Did we really ever sit there and examine how many coaches get paired with that quarterback and actually last for 2 decades plus at a dominant level? It's even beyond just a quarterback playing in his 40s at a great level. Almost never do we see a coach who gets paired with that quarterback and lasts decades.